take a life? Do you want to cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
Now, what you've got here is a scrotum and nothing else.
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
God darn it, Mr. Lamar. You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
Here's to the Army and Navy and the battles they have won. Here's to America's colors, the colors that never run.
May the wings of liberty never lose a feather.
Hit the applause button too soon. I premature applause. This never happens to me. What up, everybody? Hey, we got to do the square up early because I'll be traveling. How's it going? But I wanted to ask, I'm just going to be making this up as I go. Has everybody given their thanks to Nolan? Everybody, before you eat, make sure to honor Christopher Nolan and the bread that's on your table, the wine you'll be drinking, the air you breathe is all thanks to Christopher Nolan. Our Nolan who art in Hollywood, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in 70 millimeter as it is in IMAX. Forgive those who trespass against you, for they know not what they do. As a matter of fact, damn them all to hell, because they don't know how actually good you are as a filmmaker. And if they ever go up against you, you're just a chud, a simpleton, and you're not a cinephile who understands cinema. They don't understand that with your quick cut editing, with excessive exposition, that's real filmmaking. To go against Nolan is to go against God. It is so fucking hysterical on on X right now. It is the fucking best. It is great. I just talked to breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, because I know everybody's been wondering. A critical drinker is gonna see the Odyssey very soon. Just had a little chit chat with them. Will is gonna see the Odyssey very soon. My review, I think I just heard from Garrett. Hang on. That it is rendering and going through its final checks. So then I got to watch it after this. I wanted to do this before Flashcast starts. So we'll go up to Flashcast. Excuse me. But yes, we have some squaring up to do for last night. Yes, the Nolan's prayer. I made that up, pulled it right out of my ass. So I could have probably done better. But good God. My favorite part on X, and this person is a reply person in my and it's funny as fuck, is I have some OnlyFans chick going, we're just normal people. Normal people love the Odyssey. Yeah, okay. I mean, you do you. I'm not going to shame OnlyFans. Like if that's how you're going to use your assets, use them. Make money. I love capitalism. Go right ahead. You might have explaining to do if you have any children, but deal with that when it happens. You go, girl. I'm about female empowerment. Just remember, the wall is undefeated. So do it now. Yeah. It's been funny. It's been funny. Hey, the movie's doing well. It's gonna have a great open. Let me check. I said on Real BBC, I expect they were saying 200 million worldwide. I think it's gonna be more than that, and it might be shooting for more than that. Let me take a look. Deadline. Let's see. I'll just see Odyssey opening weekend box office. I imagine it's gonna be very good. So it is. I love how this estimate's going to be short, by the way. So they're estimating the weekend. I love how they do this on Saturday at 8, right? So they're estimating at 120 million domestic, which is good, but like way over 230. So we're looking at 260. That's a fucking bonkers opening weekend. I thought this would do really well internationally. 120 is great for Nolan. And I think it's going to be higher than this, but that's 4.5 million below James Gunn's Superman opening. But it's good for Nolan. So they're like, it's a record for Nolan and a rated R movie that's 3 hours. So I think this thing's going to make a lot of money. It's not going to change my opinion on it at all. I hope to never see it again. But if you have sinned against Nolan, like I told Alan Ing today, I want you to watch Interstellar and give me 3. Where's the trigger? Okay. But yeah, I think that estimate is low. So my guess is domestically it comes in at 130. I think it's going to be way over 120. Way over 120. And 260, that is really good. That's where Spider-Man. Here, let's see where Spider-Man Brand New Day. Spider-Man Brand New Day opening weekend estimate. Yep. That's above Spider-Man's estimate. So Spider-Man's estimate is at 250 million worldwide. Right? Worldwide? Yes, worldwide. I think that's going to go a little higher too. But Odyssey being even close to that's fucking impressive as hell. it's impressive that people really want to see the 3-hour slog. A 3-hour slog. Okay, let's see who's here. David Rayner, what's up? Virtuality fitness. Hello. Eric K. the Mod. Hello. Joe Darkness, Intrepid, Mugger, Lee Patterson, Jack Hammer, is it Mont Parna? Oh man, it's going too fast for, and I don't read good, boy. The Mr. Blue Sky, Mr. Blue Sky. Epic Reader. Maybe you can do some reading for me. Spiral. Gesture of Roanoke. Dirt Bag. All Hail the Noise. B-Buster. Sinji. John Freeman. How am I supposed to say this one? Utter. I'm just going to say UD. I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's up mid third. Not Brain, Speed Force, Spider, Grinch, something or other. Ross. Hello, Ross. KJ Geared. Disbrew outed it perfectly as what it is. A bat is bad propaganda. Yeah, I mean, yes. Like the movie all you want. Like it for whatever reasons you want. I don't care. I'm not going to spurg out at somebody liking something I don't like or vice versa. That's for the angry Joes of the world. But to deny that there's a through line of the message is ludicrous. Utterly ludicrous. It is a subversive work. It is a work that subverts the character of Odysseus. There is no way around that. It is very specific in the film. Platoon really fucking put it best on EFAP today. He called it boomer slop. And boomer slop, best way to describe it is he said this could easily be a Vietnam War movie. And there is a Vietnam War movie that's partially based on the Odyssey that's 100,000 times better. I can't think of a number of how much times better Apocalypse Now is than the Odyssey. But he called it boomer slop. And he brought in, like, there's draft dodgers. Guy goes to war and finds out that the war he thought he was fighting was just a lie, and everything was a lie, and it's the fall of civilization. And yeah, and I just thought that was a fantastic description and breakdown, because Platoon's like smart. Okay. Platoon is smarter than pretty much most of us. Let's be real. So that was perfect. Very, very boomer coded, as they like to say. But the bottom line is, like, it's not as bad as Supergirl. And, you know, I say all this in the video, like, it's a mid movie. These are really difficult to review when they're just like, eh? So the fact that there's this much discourse, and the discourse stems from the marketing that the studio chose to do. And quite frankly, the trailers tell you exactly what movie you're going to get. So anybody saying, well, they baited you with Lapita and Sinan, well, maybe with the time they're on the screen, but not with what they represent. You see, it's one thing to put Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy. It's another thing to put her in as Helen of Troy, who was abused, and you find out that her name was just used as an excuse to go to war over resources. Removing all the fantastic elements from the story, which is I mean, that's Nolan. That's Nolan. Nolan has an Achilles heel. Nolan lacks imagination. Nolan lacks imagination and a sense of wonder. He's technically brilliant. He's prog rock, like the worst kinds of prog rock. That's what he is. He's technically brilliant in most things. Except for sound. But yeah, I got a half-hour video coming out tomorrow. And I'll say all that there. And I'm sure we'll talk about it through the week. And people will be celebrating Nolan's win like it's their own. Which is funny. Which is absolutely funny. There we go. And my favorite part will be the rags will be out like Hollywood's back, baby. It's like, was it back when Oppenheimer came out? Oppenheimer did very well. Oppenheimer was equally as well received. It will probably make around the same amount of money. Maybe Odyssey makes more. Won a lot of Academy Awards. It was there with Barbie, which also made $1 billion. Did that fix Hollywood? I don't think so. So unless you are able to clone Nolan, call it a cloning, and like 20 times, and have him come out with a movie like 5 times a year, he ain't fixing anything. Look, after Odyssey and Spider-Man, there ain't nothing till Christmas. That's a lot of months. I'll be on the real BBC because I'm leaving soon enough. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Yeah. When I say prog rock, I meant the worst kinds of prog rock. All right, because you can say Rush, right? Rush is an exception, but out of all the prog rock bands, I would say they're the most fun. But you know what? The term fun doesn't really get applied to prog rock. You're there to listen to fucking 17-minute songs that mostly people get stoned to, right? Which I am down with, okay? But most, if not all, prog rock is very serious, technical music, and it lacks soul at times. It lacks levity. It lacks swagger. Yeah, Nolan, can be like a Chad in the sense of a Chad, but he doesn't have. He's like the proper English gentleman, but this dude ain't having fun. Werewolf is in December, yes. So is Doomsday, which I don't think it'll be good. So is Dune Part 3, and then the Harry Potter show, and then Rings of Power, which will suck, but there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. Now, for TV, we're good. September, we got Mobland and Gentlemen. I'm going to be doing live reviews on the main channel for Mobland to make up for House of the Dragon, which is just shit right now. It's just shit. But then there's Landman season 3, Tulsa King, I think season 4. So TV-wise, we're fucking golden. We're good. We are good. Thanks mostly to Taylor Sheridan and Guy Ritchie. Oh, and Godzilla -1. Forgive me. Godzilla -0. Godzilla -0 in November. Fuck yeah. Bring it on. I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's nothing. So it's Odyssey, and this is going to help the Odyssey, believe me. It's Odyssey and Spider-Man and fucking nothing to us, nothing that could even come close to the level of a Nolan film or a Spider-Man film till December. What if the Odyssey makes more than Doomsday? It could. Oh yeah, Street Fighter, but Street Fighter's not like if we're lucky, Street Fighter will do better than Mortal Kombat was. I get them mixed up. Oh, fucking same thing to me. Okay. They're like arcade games I played. Um here's Odin says still needs to drive normies to sit through the long term. We'll have a better gauge next week. Yeah, I'm part of it is, and we discussed it, is the 70 millimeter and the IMAX screens are going to be sold out for a long time now. It's what the other theaters do is going to help. But 260 opening, dude. Like that's Nolan puts a spell on people, just like Cameron. And listen, I have more respect. I don't know. Jimmy Cameron's made some good movies, but Jimmy Cameron, people are going to get mad at this, can be a little bit of a hack because he steals. Had to thank Harlan Ellison at the end of Terminator. But I respect Nolan more than I respect Cameron, but it's getting close. I'm getting to the point where Nolan movies are going to feel like Avatar movies to me. We'll see. But because Avatar movies are shit. They're absolute shit. They're anti-humanist. I think it's Mythanthropist. The anti-human one. So not misogynist or God, I can't remember the term for it, but just he hates humans. He hates the human race. And he's very feminist. Pregnant women. Is 260 opening a record for Nolan? It is. Like by far, like not even close. I think Oppenheimer. Well, I don't know. Like, Odin's in the chat. Is that bigger than Dark Knight Rises? Without adjusting for inflation? Early Cameron movies are better than Nolan movies. Yes. Outside of Batman, Nolan does not have a Terminator or a Terminator 2. No. Or an Aliens. And Cameron knows how to have fun. Okay. But you have to use inflation. Okay, use inflation. Then I don't think this is bigger than Dark Knight Rises if you use inflation. I think Dark Knight Rises is still his biggest opening. Hey, Hollywood needs this shot in the arm. Imagine if the Odyssey didn't come out. Holy fuck. They've had a bunch of flops. This will pick up the year because the year's been down. Down further than they expected much more. I hope everybody's having a good evening. All right. I'm having a fucking great evening because this discourse to me is fun. I'm having so much fun with this. I live for days like this. I live for weekends like this. Woo! And thank you for third or fourth highest viewed FNT last night. Appreciate you guys. We almost hit 21,000 live viewers, and that's not counting Rumble. Who knows what the Rumble numbers are? To be real, I don't fucking know. But and I'm not going to pretend to know. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yes, Ben Shapiro liked the Odyssey. I wouldn't like be happy about that as like I wouldn't be like sharing Ben's review as like this is a win. He liked The Rise of Skywalker, and I made sure to point that out today. I'll say the same thing to him that I said to Jack Posobiec. I'd say stick to the political takes, but those suck too. Nurkish's comment below mine is funny. of my on my JJ Abrams post. I'll just let you go look at it. It has something to do with this. I don't think is he? I wouldn't know. I don't watch a nanosecond of his content. I am too busy enjoying all the diverse opinions on the Odyssey because there is, and that's again, that's what's awesome about it. Like it is everywhere. But there are people, there are Jeremys out there acting like he's in the minority. And I'm like, well, it might feel like that, but you're actually not. You're like, my opinion's in the minority. Mahler's is, and the opinion is like definitively in a sentence, it's not the worst thing ever made, and it's not good. It is right in the middle. It is a room temperature glass of water in a beige room. And it is not worth this much discourse, but here we are. Here we are. Now, that's looking at it as just a movie while you're completely ignoring the adaptation. As an adaptation, it's a 0 out of 10. It's a fucking 0 out of 10. There, even with a couple of scenes I like, there's a couple of scenes I genuinely like in it. But they get undercut almost right away with some bullshit. Or like you go to the there's an old movie called Ulysses. Go watch that. It's more fun, it's more colorful. But it's stark, it's soulless, it lacks imagination. It's about as fun as a trip to the dentist. Nolan has a wheelhouse, and this ain't it. Like, Nolan, do your weird crime, time-traveling crime dramas. Like, those are fucking awesome, and I'll watch those all day long. I will watch those all day long. I'm a gooner. I mean, maybe. I like titties. But I love Memento. I don't like Insomnia. A lot of people do though, and that's fine. Love Inception. Love The Prestige. Love Batman Begins. Love The Dark Knight. Dunkirk's fine. Not going to run back and see it again anytime soon, but it's fine. Interesting take. I've seen Memento a lot. I was like, and when that came out, everybody's like, this is the dude. This is the future. And he was for a while, but now he's just he's way out of his fucking wheelhouse on this one. So we will see. I mean, it's just going to make money, but I think Garrett had what was Garrett's tweet? I'll read it. I still type Twitter into the address bar. Okay. And I know that's a boomer thing to do, but like, that's what I do. Let's see. Quarter Black. He had a good take on this compared to like, this is the Twitter Discord. So this isn't the normal people going to the theater or anybody in the chat here. This is just fucking stupid Twitter. Which, hot take, isn't the real world. I have been told recently it isn't the real world, despite us saying Twitter wasn't the real world 8 years ago. But apparently this is a new take. So Quarter Black says, make specific points based on the filmmaking for why a Nolan movie isn't good, or why Garrett doesn't think it's good, right? To be fair. The only response, right-wing chud, yeah, well, everyone likes it. Or nah. But I want I want it like the right wing chud thing isn't even fucking true because there is a lot of right wing chuds that like this movie. Right. And then, you know, chud all fucking day. Right wing, you know, that's a little too much structure for me, bro. Okay. But chud, fucking go ahead. But everyone likes it. That's everybody loves a winner. Everybody loves a winner. You see that a lot in sports. And listen, what player did it work on me? Michael Jordan. The only time Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan were the only things where I paid attention to the NBA at all. Never gave a fuck before or after they left. We're there, right? But Michael Jordan, everybody watched Michael play. He was fucking great. It's brilliant. But I would never call myself a Bulls fan, right? You see a lot of front runners in sports. They got the tags on their hats and they flip it around based on who's winning or who's the best at something. And then you have people like me who might be complete dipshits who are just diehard for our local team, no matter how much they fucking suck. And the only thing that makes me not root for a team is when they move out of my hometown, the town where I grew up watching them with my dad, you fucking San Diego Chargers. Fuck you, Dean Spanos. And that's why I follow these stupid fucking Padres who anytime they get close to being good, they find, well, just like the Chargers, they find amazing ways to completely fuck it up and just lose. And I hear fucking Cleveland and Chicago whining about being losers. At least you have a championship in your past at some point. Even the fucking Detroit Lions have a championship in their past at some point. And don't give me this fucking AFL shit, okay, with the Chargers who are gone. San Diego has nothing. No champ. Don't give me indoor soccer. 9 indoor soccer championships. Now, indoor soccer is way more entertaining than actual soccer by 1,000 miles, but San Diego's a loser city. It's overshadowed by LA, and now it's become LA. And I have liked these two dog shit fucking teams my entire life. They've broken my heart. They've stamped on my heart. And then they leave. I'm like a bitter ex-wife. I sound like a bitter ex-wife. But that's it. But then there's the guys who are like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to call anybody out in this. Favorite player moved to team. That new team is my favorite team. You know, front runners. Ryan knows what I'm talking about. Now, Ryan, good Chicago Cub fan. Suffered and then got to see a championship. Must have been the greatest fucking day of his life. I don't know what that feels like. I don't know. Jeremy liked Tom Brady. And what's there not to like about Tom Brady? Tom Brady was the greatest quarterback ever. Right? My wife did Tom Brady's mom's hair. Tom Brady, as a youngster, sat in my wife's salon in a waiting chair. Little Tom Brady. That's right. There's a story for you. But I mean, to his credit, Jeremy's a college football fan, and he does have a team that it is ride or die. I could give a fuck about college football, but I grew up in San Diego. Nothing wrong with liking Tom Brady. But front runners, there's a lot of front runners, and there's front runners in everything, and that's just how life works. So I think Garrett had a very good point. Yeah, well, everyone likes it. But which way, Western man, did the Chud destroy Supergirl but then get defeated by the Odyssey, or did Supergirl just really fucking suck? Supergirl just really fucking sucked. The Odyssey, different beast. I love people are trying to own Alan Ng for liking a Yui Boll movie and not liking a Nolan movie, while like you're putting them on the same playing field. Like that's the lack of nuance that you see. I bet you Alan Ng. I don't want to pretend to know how he reviews films, but I would imagine, like yours truly, I hold Nolan to a higher standard because Nolan has told me I should hold him to a higher standard. He is an auteur. He is a very pretentious auteur. I need to hold him to a higher standard. So when he does basic bitch work, I'm going to call it out. Maybe harder than an average director doing basic bitch work. For example, a movie that bombed, that absolutely bombed at the box office, that everybody clowned. I clowned the trailers until I saw it. A movie called Better Man, where a guy, it's a biopic about a pop singer I've never fucking heard of, or I don't know, as a monkey. That is a better movie than The Odyssey. Deeper meaning. And everybody fucking hates it. It's got a great message of recovery and overcoming, and you don't really need to know about the pop star. Better Man's the shit. It is really good. And that shocked me. And what I mean better is I will watch Better Man again. I will never watch The Odyssey again. Now, again, to go out there and say like The Odyssey is bad as something like Supergirl is fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But it's also ridiculous. It's equally ridiculous to call it a 10 out of 10. In my opinion, you may feel differently, and that's okay. I don't have an incessive need, and I doubt most of you either, for everybody to agree with my opinion on the film I like or don't like. I'll argue points, but ultimately, like Mahler will set out to change your mind on a film and succeed. That's how good he is. But I don't. I'm like, like what you like. You know what I was watching in the background today while I was packing up? Fucking Batman versus Superman, the extended edition, baby. Pure cinema. What if you hate the Padres? I think it's weirder that you like the Padres, to be honest with you. I think it's weirder if you like the Padres. We got Sunny Close has gifted 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Thank you very much. Let's get to the member chats, and then we'll get to the Square Up chats, and I'll be chit-chatting with you in the chat. That's a lot of usage of the word chat, but oh well. I think the Odyssey gonna flop. The normies at work all said it was boring as fuck. It is boring. So I will say, and it could. Jeremy said 1.5 billion. Did he not, Odin? Jeremy said 1.5 billion, and then I think he went down to 1.2 billion. And if it hits 1.5 billion and 1.2 billion, I will be shocked. Now, that doesn't mean I will be shocked that it hits it. I will be more shocked that many people wanted to watch this multiple times. Why? What was Odin? Are you still there? What was the box office of Avatar, the last Avatar? Because I know it's way down from the second one. It was still like 1.2 billion, right? Maybe the rest of the chat knows. 1.2 billion? How? I don't know an answer for this. It's mind-boggling. Sometimes I have my finger on the pulse of pop culture, and then there's just things that I don't understand. I do not understand. Oh, we got some LA guy. Oh, yeah. Look at all our teams with all the money in the world. Woo. Yeah. Except, hey, you know what? I'm going to clown you for having the Chargers. You got the fucking Chargers. You know what? You can take Dean Spanos and his retarded fucking team out of San Diego, but you can't take the retarded Dean Spanos out of the fucking Chargers. They'll still be the Chargers. They're never going to fucking win anything. And they're bitches to the Rams paying rent in a stadium they will never own, and they want to own a stadium, but unfortunately Dean Spanos is the poorest and most retarded owner in the NFL, and the other owners want to run them out, but they can't. Good luck with the Chargers in LA. Just barely over 1 billion. So that's woo. So it wasn't even billion two. It was like barely over a billion. And that's maybe why he said, we're not going to make any more movies for a while. But I still don't like, it's watching an aquarium. It's watching an anti-human feminist aquarium for 3 hours. Only a bill. Well, okay. Only a billion. I'm guessing that last Avatar movie barely turned a profit. Barely. Those things are way more expensive than you think. Pardon the silence. I am old, and I'm trying to do two things at once. And there we go. We got lots. Oh, shit. You guys were crazy last night. Good Lord. This is going to be multiple parts. I'm still scrolling down. Holy shit. You guys had a lot to say. Funny bit. Fuck, I'll say it. Like somebody on X, some rando on X, and it's fine. You at me all you want. I don't block anybody. But somebody said, "Are you ready to take your L?" Did you watch FNT last night? Have you seen the performance on Daily? If this is me taking an L, load me up with some L's, please. I refuse to take an L. I know. Is winning spelled with an L? That was funny. All right. But that's thanks to you guys, man. Thanks to you guys. The chat fucking rules. You guys were hilarious last night. Linning. Yeah, there you go. Linning. I'm linning. Linner is lunch and dinner. Corn Pop, what's up? Lobster sauce, Harvey Weinstein looking for me, dude. I wonder about you, Corn Pop, once in a while. Not sure if you're all there. It's fine. I just wonder what happened. There must be a story behind that. It must be really good. Well, what are you guys doing for the weekend? Anything fun? Haha, classic Corn Pop. That's right. Do I do a catch up for ladies weeks or last week's F&T? I did partial one. We're going to have to do partials because I'm only going to go up until, and I've been babbling for like 45 minutes. So I got to get going up until Flashcast. So I'm going to do a little one here. And then Thursday, I get home maybe Monday night. We might be able to do Monday night if I get home soon enough. I'll keep you posted. Either Monday or Thursday we'll do the rest. So, but we have to catch up part of last week's too. Land far away for 50-50 TRYs. I don't even know what those are, so I'll just call them Martian pesos. Gary, if you want this stream to get demonetized, ask Metatron to name the Roman usurper who was the, Eastern rival of the Emperor Septimius Severus. Well, the stream didn't get demonetized and Ryan spoke. So they have really dialed back demonetizing live streams because we haven't changed on FNT like a single bit. As a matter of fact, I think Ryan's gotten a little worse. And we, knock on glass, we haven't gotten demonetized for like abusive language or anything in a year. So I don't know. I think YouTube finally whipped their dick out to the advertisers and go, listen, you want to make money? Everybody's cussing on these fucking streams. Everybody's talking shit on these streams, but they're watching. Do you really care? And I think now that YouTube is the outside of live sports is the number one place for advertisers to go, because ads, despite all you wonderful people, I do it too, using ad blocker on your, it's people are used to it, right? Most people are used to it. Normies are used to it. You know, smart people know what to do. And yeah, I think they backed off on that. Now there's certain things they're still a little tough on when you're uploading your video. So going after trans people or going after them, slightly criticizing them at all, or taking them to task or asking them to be accountable, which you got to admit with one side of trans, the one thing they do the most like a woman is not accept accountability. So you're getting there. You're getting there. I feel like we should just let Metatron rant and stand back. Metatron did great. Metatron was the perfect guest on the perfect night, and I love that guy to death. Congratulations on his new kid, and I look forward to his Nolan content for the next year. Because this is all going to stir up again, guys, around Oscar time, just so you know. So you got about a couple weeks, 3 weeks of Nolan and all this discourse, and it dies down. Maybe Spider-Man just overrushes it. In our sphere, don't know. Then it dies down. Then it all riles back up when Elliot Page gets nominated for Best Supporting Actor, which I called it on the Nooner. Elliot Page is going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, despite being in something for 5 minutes. And you could say, how could they say it? Well, they have nominated actors who have been in movies less. So I'm just going to fucking call it now. I don't think Lupita will, because she really is not in it very much. Samantha Morton will too. So I'll agree with Jeremy on that one. I think she will be nominated as Best Supporting Actress. And then we can have 2 women win the Best Supporting Actor and Actress. Because we almost got it with Amelia Perez. We almost had a dude winning Best Actress. Came this close. Wasn't for some fucking tweets praising Hitler. Jesus. But yeah, this all works back up again around Oscar time. So be prepared. Patty Alvera for 100 Mexican dollars. I think the same as Metatron. Ancient Greece was resplendent. Buildings had color. For example, Gladiator showed Rome's splendor with glorious architecture. Great effort to stay close to history. Absolutely. That was a great point by Metatron that I do slip into my video is ancient Greece, their structures weren't ruins. They were new. And not only new, they were very colorful. They were painted. It was very bright. But they had them living in ruins. This is where I think Chris Nolan does blind some people because I don't even think it's questionable. The quality of the verisimilitude, which was costuming, sets, vernacular, armor, which could be part of costuming, were dog shit. I mean, not just it's okay. No, they were dog shit. How can I criticize the Rings of Power armor and not the Odyssey armor, which was worse? Worse. That Trojan armor was a joke. I wouldn't be consistent. If I came out and said, yeah, the armor's fine for the Odyssey, and then somebody went, well, wait a minute, you said the armor's fine for the Odyssey, but you're complaining about the armor for Rings of Power, where an argument can be made that the Rings of Power armor, which is still shit, is better than the Odyssey's armor. It's got to be consistent. That's all. I think this, please integrate Metatron more. Okay. I mean, if he wants to. Anytime we hit anything historical, he'll be there. We're also going to get him on, if he's okay with it, get him on Forbidden Frontier a little more too. But any historical drama, we will have Metatron. Was it as bad as you expect? So he's asking Metatron, but I'll answer the question. Metatron did answer the question, and he basically said yes, but he did, and like same for me too. You have to separate, like, okay, there is biases. Everybody has them. Anybody pretends they don't. That's ridiculous. We're humans. We have bias. So if I take away, all right, I'm going to take away the subversive casting and knowing that there was subversive messaging that was meant to be provocative and just look at it as a film. So forget the adaptation, forget the politics of it and all that shit, and just what is it as a film? As if this was just a story that Nolan wrote himself. Boring. Unremarkable. Joyless. And that's what his answer was, right? So 5 out of 10. As an adaptation, it's a 0 out of 10. And then it's impossible for me, which I mentioned in the video, to ignore all the other shit. I can't, because it's there right in my face. And it's not like, I haven't covered this stuff extensively now for 8 years. And I know it when I see it. I at this point I do. Everybody does. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out. Metatron did say Nolan. Well, at least Elliot Page can still be in Rings of Power. I think Elliot, would be a better fit than Disa after those. I disagree, actually. I disagree. I completely disagree. If you had Elliot playing a female dwarf, okay. But not a male dwarf. After those Odyssey red carpet pictures, yikes, Black Queen and they, them, go Amazon. Okay, I see what you mean there. So Elliot, listen, I ain't calling Elliot a he. I'll use the Elliot name so I can meme it, but I ain't calling Elliot a he. Nope. I will not say 2 + 2 = 5. I will not participate in your fantasies. You can have your fantasies. It's a free country. Go on. I ain't playing. Because if you start playing there, slippery slope right down into we are in delusion land where all of our language and all of our thoughts are controlled by coercion. Not so gay as we were led to believe this time. Hail FNT, salutations Metatron. Wasn't gay. The Odyssey? I never thought it would be gay. It's Nolan. I didn't think it would be gay. As a matter of fact, it had more diversity. I thought we would get Elliot, Lapita, a couple of things here and there, but no, I'm forgetting his name. It's a Greek name, but H-1B visa Greek, which is the second in command. I don't know if he's forgive me, chat. Like, I'm not a scholar in this. A basis for the word mutiny, or his name is a stand-in for the word mutiny, or I maybe I'm reading that completely wrong. But yeah, so he's supposed to be like his duplicitous second in command who always stirs up trouble throughout the trip, which tracks. But yeah, he's in a lot. And then there's the guy with like the Brooklyn accent. Hey, yo, Odysseus. Oh, and that's not that's not John Bernthal. That's the crew member. I honestly don't know what a Brooklyn accent is. New York. I know there's different ones. I don't care. Paige could work in something modern or futuristic if her character was trans. I don't think Nolan done his friend any favors with the pity casting her as a male Greek soldier. Nobody is buying that. Well, it's not just a pity casting as a male Greek soldier. It is an integral person to the plot that ends up being an additional through line to Odysseus, whose through line should have been, I want to get home. And I can't get home because I've been cursed by the gods, but my need to get home is how I alone make it home after going through an odyssey, some kind of odyssey that nobody should have survived. The perseverance of it. Instead, we have an Odysseus who doesn't really want to go home. Now, the Odyssey very well could have been just him dicking around and not wanting to go home because he's sad. And so they gave him a little more motivation by adding the character of Sinon. Odysseus lied to Sinon about the Trojan horse. He lied that they were inside the Trojan horse because he needed Sinon to believe the lie. Now, that's a change from the story that Sinon was originally in, which was not the Iliad or the Odyssey. So Christopher Nolan brought in a completely different character, then changed that character so that character can be presented as one of the only good, and I'm air quoting here, men in the story. Only honorable men in the story, and that's including Odysseus, and that's Telemachus and Sinon. Maybe Eumaeus, but like he's barely in it too. So, but he serves Sinon, who is portrayed by a little boy, who's male in the beginning of the movie. By the way, that little boy is male, is bigger than fucking Elliot Page. So apparently he shrank. And or as big as a little boy. It's such a joke. It's like, you see young Sinon played by an actual male, and then in a fucking Nolan film, and people are trying to pet this is fucking Nolan, dude. It's one of the worst things I've seen in cinema. There's no defending this shit. Stop. Oh, more I think about it, the more mad I get. So Sinan is a through line for the story for Odysseus. He is part of his motivation, and Sinan wasn't in the story. Sinan took screen time, Lupita, from us seeing the shade of Achilles, us seeing the shade of Odysseus's mom, maybe getting a glimpse of Ajax, no. And like it took the blind prophet's time too. He just had to rattle off his shit and with the great James Remar, by the way. Yeah. So it bookends the story. And it gives him more motivation to go after Robert Pattinson, as if terrorizing his wife and his son and drinking all his food and wine wasn't enough. So Elliot Page's Sinan was an important character to the story. Lupita, again, I have more of a problem with how they presented Helen than Lupita being Helen, because Lupita being Helen in the context of Christopher Nolan's subversive, boring Odyssey, whatever. But because it's not the Odyssey. This is not the Odyssey. This is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. And again, sorry to spoil my video, but I invoke Emily Wilson's name quite a bit, but the buck stops at Nolan. We can bring her name up all day long, and she probably served as a template, but what you saw on the screen were Nolan's beliefs. Were Nolan's beliefs. Hey, LFNT, love the show. Celebrating my 30th trip around the sun today. Thank you for all the laughs. Epic Mike is the GOAT. We love Epic Mike. We do. We love Miki. Thank you, Joseph Peters, for the $9.99. Paul for 10 euros says Paige could work in something modern or futuristic if her character was I read this one. Yes, if the character is trans. Yeah. There is a trans character in One Piece. That's pretty important. The thing is, it's like a weak, meek little pink-haired anime boy. So it's not something that's subverting the story, and the overall message of One Piece wasn't destroyed because of this character. It's still noticeable. It's still cringe. And it's also One Piece, a story with trans people in it later. Just so you know. I don't know if that's going to surprise anybody or not. It's not the fucking Odyssey by Chris Nolan. Here's a real question. Does Jeremy... Jeffro. Jeremy puts ketchup and mustard on his hot dogs? I don't know. Jeremy, he's probably just ketchup and mustards. I don't think he said this Jeremy spit in his hot dog. No. But I don't think Jeremy's like, I'm seriously thinking, I don't think Jeremy's like an onion or relish guy, which I am. Pretty sure Jeremy's just a ketchup and mustard. X-Ray Girl, you sound like you again. Good to hear. Yeah, she got better. Now she's just inhaling smoke from her fucking stupid country. It's so bad here. It sucks. It is so smoky right now. I can't wait to leave. Go down to 100-degree temperatures in Texas. Why would the Trojans bring a Trojan horse in their city? Surely they've heard the expression. It makes absolutely no sense. I get it. Well, never mind that the way they dragged the Trojan horse to Troy, it would have fallen apart. It would have made more sense to put it on wheels, to be honest with you. But dragging it across that beach over fucking wood planks? Are you kidding me? It would have tore it apart. I mean, this is something, and you don't really get. It's the Iliad. I understand that. It's a flashback. Did you? I never got the impression that Odysseus says, "I have this cunning plan to build a Trojan horse." It's just people telling us, like, he had a, fucking Travis Scott, a man, a boring story, a sad Odysseus, a face, whatever the fuck he was doing with that slam poetry in the beginning. Do you ever get the impression that at any point that Odysseus, like, other than being told, like, had this cunning plan, and how in the fuck did he build the horse, and how'd they get it to the beach and all that stuff? I mean, Nolan would normally explain that kind of stuff. And why was it so deep in the sand? So they had to put it up, and they didn't get no. I don't know, but we never got an impression that Odysseus was a cunning man at any point in the film. Thankfully, Travis Scott was barely in it, but it was bad. He had like 4 lines, and he could barely act this. Why would you pick Travis Scott? And the song at the end, oh Lord. But it kind of matches the soundtrack. But to be fair, I hate the fucking Mandalorian music too. So here we go. Why would I read that one? Jesus Christ, Gary. Dying to see Jer explain how supporting blatant Marxist feminist propaganda is in line with the supposed. I don't even, man, you're using big words here. Real. Circly. Monarchism and love of free markets. It's propaganda for culture war. It's not entertainment. I mean, Jeremy acknowledged a lot of stuff. I don't want to speak for Jeremy. Jeremy likes it, but he acknowledged that it's got some problems, and he doesn't say it's Nolan's best movie. And that's fair. It's totally fair. I love my gay friend Jeremy unconditionally. Okay. I just do. But like Ben Shapiro liking it, I think is odd. I think it's very odd, or maybe it's not very odd at all. Maybe not. Would you say Nolan's Odyssey is a gourmet poop cookie? I wouldn't say it's a gourmet poop cookie other than the messaging, but just looking at it as the film itself, it is a saltine cracker that's been left out for 4 days. Hey, just reached a personal milestone. I've been on a carnivore diet for 4 months now, lost 50 pounds and reversed my diabetes. Hell yeah, Big Dalen Richards for $9.99. You guys are part of my motivation for making the change. Hell yeah. Well done. 4 months. From the Diary of Ryan Kinnell, if the Odyssey has legs, I heard Jeremy already volunteered to be its third. This next. The Odyssey is good, but the critics have gone way over the top. It's mid-tier Nolan. Prestige and The Dark Knight are better. It's also way too long. Cut out Theron and Zendaya, and it flows much better. The diverse casting is disorientating. I think that's a reasonable review. And the critics are overpraising it for multiple they overpraise Nolan to begin with, but then you compound owning the chuds, which is a huge motivation, and again, that is all in your fucking head. That is all in your head. You're you're looking at people on Twitter who a lot of them are normies living their lives, and they don't necessarily see Nolan any different than other directors. And I know Disparu says he doesn't, and that's fair, but you have to make exceptions for Nolan. You just do. He's the big dog in Hollywood, and shit that he can do whatever he wants. That's why I think he did this. I can't say I know, but that's why I almost know he did the casting that he did, to reinforce Hollywood's beliefs and ideals that he completely agrees with. But as far as it being a masterpiece, it is not. It is not. There's a lot of try hard stuff going on. Josh Kelsey, thank you for the 1999. I appreciate it. Shad got Dragon Whisper because of your video. Decoration now may train with later. Advise on supplies for blade maintenance, leather care. Shad, I mean, for that specific sword, I don't know, but Shad does have videos on sword care. He does. Andy Miller, UK, for $5. Shad, white painted bronze is canonically correct for the late Bronze Age. So is tinning of bronze and Nelio black armor using sulfur. White painted bronze is canonically correct. It really. So was the armor of the Greeks canonically? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And that armor looked like dog shit. So let's not bring it. We got it canonically correct when they're in a Viking ship. Stefan for €10. The pacing is all over the place. The editing is sloppy. The dialogue is bland. Exposition and modern slang, and the score and sound mix are awful. The more I think about it, the less I like it. Thank you, Stefan, for the €10. Garrett Oliveto for $10 says, people enjoying this speak to the rot of Western civilization. My expectation when I went in was the casting's going to bug the shit out of me, but this probably could be pretty decent otherwise. That was my expectation going in. And I'll at least somewhat enjoy the experience and be engaged. And I didn't expect to not enjoy it at all. Liking moments isn't enjoying a movie. There's good moments in a lot of bad movies. But it's a joyless film. And I understand that that's what Christopher Nolan set out to make, and mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Let's see how we're doing on time here. Oh, there's two parts here. Just an aspect for $9.99. Folks thirsty for some kind of movie, they're so thirsty for it, they'll crawl through a desert toward a mirage. And when they discover there's no water, they'll drink the sand. People don't drink the sand because they're thirsty. They drink the sand because they don't know the difference. Woo, that's very wise. Super chat. Yeah. People have different tastes, and they might go against what we see sane and reasonable. That happens once in a while. I think that happens here. I think this has become a cultural event due to the trailer getting ratioed and stuff, but it was going to be a cultural event anyway. I mean, it's a Nolan film, so this is and he's coming off his biggest non-Batman success and winning a bunch of Academy Awards, and there ain't been shit out outside of 2 independent films that are absolutely killing it. But as far as blockbusters are concerned, it's been kind of meh. We had Project Hail Mary earlier this year, a vastly superior film to the Odyssey. Like, they're not even in the same league. And I think, yeah, Nolan just has a huge fan base, and people love a winner. They do. They do. Epic Miki hates everything. He only likes hot dude. Okay. Hail panel. If you spend 50 million and make 200 million, that's 4 times back on low risk. The same on Odyssey. 375 million is 1.5 billion. Is it worth risking so much if you only make 2 to 3 times or break even? Seems like bad. It's bad business to me. Well, that's the muddy nature, the ambiguous nature of Hollywood economics, which even the numbers that we get are lies. We don't know the truth. And I know the box office thing became a marketing thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people in Hollywood would take that back if they could and find another measurement, because you're throwing monetary value out there when you have to pay taxes. And that's really something you want to keep to your fucking self for a lot of reasons. So that's why they're doing it with streaming. That being said, Nolan films are usually profitable, and it just depends, because you can't rely as much on the back end as you could before. You can't rely on not that back end, but DVDs, Blu-rays. That used to be another release for them, and it's not, and streaming isn't replacing it. So it's more important than ever that they make money at the box office. And I think it's completely logical to give Nolan $250 million. It is not logical to give Nia DaCosta $200 million. That is stupid. But most of it's bad business. Well done on you on Piers Morgan. I hate the argument that fantasy fiction means that anything can be done. The Odyssey is a myth which has cultural religious importance. Changes can harm the story. Yeah, it's the argument of, well, you can accept dragons and wizards, but you can't accept a BMW with leather seats and optional heating. Like, it's a great meme. Mueller reminded us all of it a few months ago, and it's just as applicable here. And Metatron said, and I'll say it in my video, that while this is essentially fantasy and mythology, it is based on real events in real places with real history. This was analogous to some of the things. There was a city of Troy, and there were battles in the city of Troy. The city of Troy was sacked. It was actually sacked. Remember, Troy was just a myth for the longest time until they found it in, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, the 1800s. And now they're pretty sure they found Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's not the name of the town, but they did find a town in Jordan that was, they believe, completely wiped out by an airburst of a meteor. We interviewed the archaeologist who on Forbidden Frontier who was going through it, and it's insane, like how quickly they died and how they figured it out. And so lots of acts of God in that time period were the Bible. And yes, this is based on an actual history in a specific time in a specific region. So to pull this, it's fantasy and doesn't matter, is utter bullshit when it's important for fucking a made up Disney story like Moana or a made up place like Wakanda. Like, these motherfuckers in Hollywood place more respect on Wakanda than the region in the Odyssey. Sicily, Italy, Lebanon, tip of Africa, Greece, of course. Hats off to Meta. Based Roman is based, but Disbrew gets the nod for best video outlining what Nolan is blatantly doing by trying to destroy Homer. Thank you for your sunlight disinfectant, Disbrew. Hail Disbrew. He released a great review today. Epic Meek, it's been 17 days and 13 hours. Please release Mr. Whiskers. He's a good kitty. Please, I'll pay ransom. Is this some fucking Epic Meek lore? Making it on Friday Night Tides. I don't even know what the fuck I'm reading. Hey, Gary, your clip of you on the Piers show was already more views today than the original episode. Oh, does it? Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, that was fun. We were there with like two like scholars, actual like smart people, and not to say drinker's smart too. And then there's like retard. So I had to hold my own. And I'm talking to a couple of guys who know the fucking Odyssey like in their sleep. They know the Odyssey, and I'm like, well, I read it 20 years ago. And I listened to Ian McKellen narrate it on Audible recently. That's it. It's not Nolan's fault for casting. It's translation of the Odyssey. He read Homer described Helen as white as cotton. They translated she picked cotton. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Thank you, Tony Tip, for $10. If Nolan wanted women's touch, he should have read The Song of Troy by Colleen McCullough. But she's from the 80s and 90s and therefore not woke enough or at all for female authors. Film was a 7 out of 10, says ICU for 20, until the finale. It could have been a father-son slaughter to clean house and take vengeance on the suitors who abused the home and their people, and it wasn't. Just a badly lit, poorly choreographed. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. My grade would have been higher if we would have got that daddy's coming home scene and Odysseus just like fucking, somebody was joking, what do you expect him to be like Rambo? Yes, I actually do, minus the guns. But yes, I wanted Odysseus. You have to impress me that some guy is killing what, dozens of people by himself. And this is the point where we go, okay, we see why this is the fucking best of the best, why he is the king of Ithaca, why he survived an Odyssey where the gods were trying to kill him and he fucking survived. And we see it brought home with the men who were terrorizing his wife and son. There would be no end to my anger and slaughter and furious retribution. And it was just like, it's fucking lame. So if Nolan would have brought that home, that scene in Dark Knight, when his fucking radar, when the Batman gets white eyes and the radar, that scene was fucking kick ass. Something like that. But no, it was just Matt Damon. I think somebody said it looked like he was like had a little Nerf bow and was, I guess what it looked like. It was so bad. It was so cringe. And people are calling this a masterpiece. And I'm like, did you watch I saw it in a very well lit prestige theater. The movie is so strange to watch. Felt like one of those crappy docudramas from A&E or History Channel. Was waiting for the alien guy to pop in and shot. Says Athena may have likely been an extraterrestrial. That's my boy Giorgio Tsoukalos, by the way. Hail Giorgio. Confucamus. 5 out of 10. That's my score. 5 out of 10. And the only reason it's getting that high of a score is what respect I have left for Nolan. I can't say as a filmmaker, as a director, and well, he's got another cinematographer for the cinematography, because a filmmaker knows that one of the most important things with making a film is sound. And sound isn't a vibe, Nolan. Stormtroopers of Troy and Darth Agamemnon looking ass. See, I actually like the Agamemnon armor, and I understand why they needed it, because the guy under the mask looked like a Reddit moderator. Troy was alive and well during the time of Moses. Troy sent delegates to Egypt to Ramses' 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston. Great fucking movie. Now that's an epic. That is a Hollywood epic. I watch that once a year. The 4K transfer is great. Andy Miller for 20 British pounds. 9 out of 10. Nolan modified the poem, pulling it from the classic text and to provide a Hollywood ending. No classic text or Wilson state that Odysseus' use of the horse as a gift is breaking Xena and the end of Zeus's rule. Nolan did modify. I can't say it, that like Zeus's law is, oh man, the scholars are going to get mad at me for this. It's like guest rights in Game of Thrones in A Song of Ice and Fire. That's what Zeus's law is. But it takes it one step further. Like you're compelled to invite a guest and bring people in and feed them and clothe them. And are they using that as an immigration allegory in the film? Yes. So, and you can't hurt your guest under your roof and blah, 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 blah. That's probably where, no, that's more than likely where George got it. But then you think about like what a prick Zeus is. Zeus is a fucking asshole. So it's hard to work out, but it's really heavy-handed in this. And aside from them bringing it up all the time, it's inconsistent. They're not consistent with Zeus's law, but they need to hammer it home, because by the end of the movie, you find out that Odysseus is the bad guy. Fucking so much smoke. God, the smoke here is terrible. Yeah, Odysseus is the bad guy. So I don't know where people are getting like this is a father coming home. It's a father who stayed away from home, finally coming home and doing the right thing, and then fucking off at the end because he's a boomer and he went to war and he found out that the war was all bullshit. Everything he believed in was bullshit. And he came back and he fucking blackpilled. But then he finally did the right thing. That was fun. Jeremy, that was a fucking almost awesome take. I do appreciate and respect the out of your honesty. That being said, this movie will flop for all the reasons all of the acknowledged people are done with it. It's funny that the hell was that? Oh. Fireworks. Never mind. Jeremy on Twitter brought up The Last Jedi, and it's like, The Last Jedi made a shit ton of money. A lot of people went and saw that. And at the time, I'm like, I don't know how anybody can like this movie. I don't know, but a lot of people did. Until they didn't. The Odyssey is propaganda. The next Spider-Man movie will be Tom Holland's last. Happy birthday, Gary. Make it a good one. Oh, it's not my birthday for a while. Thankfully. Thankfully. But yeah, Spidey in a couple weeks. Looking forward to it. Christopher Nolan is the Die Hard 3 villain, steals 14 dump trucks full of 3D printers to make moob armor, Rings of Power shit tier style. Oh boy, this is a 5-parter. Oh my God, I need some water. There's so much smoke here. Give me a moment. All right, yeah, the smoke here got like bad in the last couple hours. It's like in the house. Okay, where was I? So this is a 5-parter? Okay. Christopher Nolan is the Die Hard 3 villain, steals 14 dump trucks from full 3D printers to make moob armor, Rings of Power shit tier style. On the boat, Bruce Willis is tied up with Samuel L. Jackson, Zeus dressed as Helena Troy, right next to the gender binary box office bomb. The IMAX ticket and critic shills liquid begins to mix with fury of fans, and theater flop liquid turning into explosive slop. Zeus Helen of Troy limps on the shot out the leg and jumps ship just as the Autopussy has no legs in the theater run ready to bomb. Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson jumps off just as the box office bomb explodes spectacularly. Yippee-ki-yay. You gave that a lot of thought. Krog base. Thank you. Water. Darius White for $10. Nolan's Odyssey reminds me of Aronofsky's movie Mother, a pretentious retelling of an epic biblical versus mythical themes from a person who doesn't understand or appreciate the source material. Yeah, said it last night. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is like an atheist adapting the Bible. Financial success proves nothing. The public is wrong about a lot. True. All the time I have this bullshit in music. Taylor Swift, Drake, and even the Beatles come nowhere near the genius of Bach or Stravinsky. Musically, no. That's next level shit. But yeah, people love Taylor Swift. People love her, but no, I don't think anybody considers her like a great musician, a virtuoso. She's just popular. We're never, ever, ever getting back together. Is that one of her songs? I think that's one of her songs. I don't fucking know. I mean, fucking that's lyrical genius right there. Greetings from Germany. You're giving Nolan too much credit. Europe doesn't care about the director. Every movie is a different project here. Nobody goes, the next Nolan movie is out. Let's go watch it. Well, maybe not in Germany. Okay. I mean, like, let's be real. All the respect. You're fucking German, Noob Attack. Yeah, I think Nolan is adored in the UK and he's adored here. But I think this movie will do great internationally. The Bloody Damn Reaper for $19.99. Just to add to my earlier comment, Chad, yes, 100% yes to everything you just said. Also, checked 6 IMAX show for next Friday. Only 10 seats sold, so we will see. I mean, it's anecdotal. I mean, picking a theater in New York or Orlando or Burbank, I mean, that shit's going to be sold out. My local San Antonio true 70 millimeter true IMAX theater. The copy, I think Steph posted it. It burned up. It burned up while they were showing it. So, and that's a shitty old IMAX theater. So they had to refund everybody. I was fine seeing in a premium format. I had tickets to that 70 millimeter show, that first one. I did. Had them a year in advance, and I could have fucking sold them probably for a couple $100. But now I just got it at home. Now it's just sitting at home. Last week, Jeremy said that the Odyssey making $1 billion would be a success, and all the red flags you guys brought up wouldn't mean anything. Does that logic apply to The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker? No, it doesn't. Now, if you're talking about it in the sense of Jeremy saying that's not going to mean anything to the box office, maybe he's right on that one. But what I'll say is, what does it mean to the movie and how we look at the movie afterwards? I think it means everything. Everything. I said it in my first Odyssey video at the very end. If you guys remember, if you watched it, I said this movie's going to be a shit show, and it's going to be a shit show from all sides because you're going to have history bros who are going to be the vast minority in this one. There's going to be the culture war. There's the Nolan bros. And remember what I said in there? Then there's going to be the conflicted Nolan bros, the ones who love Nolan, but goddamn, they're going to have to either ignore or acknowledge the message. And I said, it just depends. I didn't think there'd be that much of the message in the movie, but there was. So that is something for them to work out. Something for them to work out. But as it affects the box office, we'll see. We'll see. Doing great right now. Great first weekend. And it's all by itself next weekend. So I think it has a great next. It's what happens after Spider-Man. Because 260 is fucking great. But if it stays at the 120 estimate, which I don't think it will, that's $5 million less than James Gunn's Superman. Did Nolan do a scene with but Nolan's films have legs. Oh, Superman did really well domestically. It did. It didn't do shit internationally. That's what hurt it. Did Nolan do a scene with a real-time sundial in the Odyssey? No, but he did write a line of Odysseus referring to the Bronze Age within the Bronze Age, which is fucking cringe. That's the worst line in it. 100%. Especially with the context of all the shit I did is bringing an end to our Bronze Age. But we've been on this fucking beach for 10 years. It's like, whoa. Ugh. So the dialogue is shit. I highly encourage you all read the Lombardo translation of the Iliad, the Odyssey, and the Aeneid. They're beautiful. The fight between Ajax and Hector, beautiful. Lombardo calls it war poetry. It's awesome. Yeah, and they hated war here. And you're not supposed to love war, but you can also make shit fun. But they don't want to present war as fun because war is bad. At least until our beloved communist comrades take over the world and don't touch us rich people in Hollywood. We'll be just fine. When they say eat the rich, they mean everybody else, not us. I like the Odyssey. It was definitely flawed and very slow in places, was too long, but the overall payoff was great, and loved some of the set pieces. The Cyclops scene and Samantha Morton was great. Those are the two scenes I liked. Well, life comes at you fast. Found out yesterday I'm going to be a dad. Hell yeah. Any sage advice for a first-time dad? Hail FNT. You figure it out. I mean, I had well, I don't want my wife to hear this, but she gave me a bunch of books to read. I didn't read shit. So yeah, you just figure it out. Just love your kid. Take care of your kid. It'll be the greatest day of your life. But you will figure it out. Don't trip on money or any of that stuff. Because once you have your first kid, you lock it, you level up a little bit. Like it's instinctual. There's just a level up moment. Not with everybody, but I'm guessing you'll do it, you know. And you all of a sudden find that there's this new aspect to life of living for something outside yourself, right? And you'll figure it out. But if your wife wants you to read books, I mean, like, you probably should read the books. Because they'll never let you forget till the end of time that you didn't read the books, despite the kids being fucking adults at this point. And fine. Epic the Musical is a good Odyssey adaptation, in my opinion. It's funny to me that with how the story is told, it gets musical theater people psyched for the Slaughter of the Suitors. Highly recommend. It's hard to understand what Jeremy is saying. If he removed Nolan's PP from his mouth, it might help. Not sure if you discussed this, but did you see how the ratio is on Angry Joe's review of the Odyssey? No. Is that why he's tripping on Az? Hang on, let me see. Let's see. Okay. 41,000. Oh yeah, he got ratioed. He got ratioed. Oh, that's why he's going after Az, because Az's review. Oh, do you think it's because Az's review got more views than his? Do you think it's do you think that's the I mean, Supergirl, sure. But do you think that's the reason? Because Az got more views on his Odyssey review while having, I can't do the math. Joe has 3.24 million subs. Az has what? 400,000? What's my boy Az at right now? Yeah, Joe's review 41,000, Az's review 165,000, and Az has 393,000 wonderful subscribers. So he's almost at 400. And Joe has over 3 million. Yet Az's video did 3 times better. I certainly hope that's not what's behind it. That would be a special kind of petty. And as much as I love petty, I do. That's a special kind of petty. So I'm going to say it's for Supergirl and because of Angry Joe's principles as a human, and he's not lashing out at Az because Az has a smaller channel that's doing a lot fucking better than his. But who knows? Who knows? It's all about engagement, baby. Righty. Zero for $5. Not a zero to us. Who is the man who would take the fight to a Nolan fan? Shad. Damn right. They say that Shad's a bad motherfucker. Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about Shad. I don't think Shad liked the movie very much. I don't know if you guys watched last night. I got a little on the fence, but I got on the impression that he didn't like it. Ugh. But again, like when I hear I thought it was 7 out of 10, like that's completely reasonable. And I respect your opinion. When I hear 10 out of 10, you're crazy. I mean, you're just fucking crazy. Okay. Oppenheimer. I gave Oppenheimer, I think, a 6 out of 10. But I didn't hate Oppenheimer. I watched it. I was engaged, understood what was going on, thought the pacing was pretty good, thought the music was pretty good. Started noticing a little message with Nolan then I got some clap back when I said, man, he's really sympathetic to those communists. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Remember that? Remember when I brought that? Some people were trying to call the movie based. I'm like, it's a good movie. It's a biopic. I think it's worthy of its Academy Awards. I thought Robert Downey Jr. was fucking excellent, and I thought Cillian Murphy was excellent. I mean, you're right, chat. It's no Megamind. But I just kept on seeing this loop of really kind of sympathetic to the commies in this one. I haven't seen The Return. I have not seen The Return. But yeah, I mean, I just don't like biopics. I'm not a big fan of biopics. But in no way would I say it's bad. Like Oppenheimer is leaps and bounds better than The Odyssey. They're not even in the same universe. The Oppenheimer is a well-directed movie. I could hear what was going on in Oppenheimer. But it's a well-edited, well-directed, very well acted, like extremely well acted. And it's filled with exposition dumps. And I don't care because they're entertaining and they're well acted. Matt Damon did a good job in it, in his part. Like it's like not my favorite film in the world, but all the respect, and it deserved to win awards for sure. This ain't that. The Odyssey ain't that. It's not well acted. It's not not well directed. You heard me. Let's go, Nolan fans. It's not well directed. The pacing is shit. There are some good scenes. There are some good lined up scenes that look amazing, but I got to look at the whole thing, and it's not well directed. The choreography sucks. That's the directing. The acting is mid. It's just people reciting lines in vignettes. Mid. Music, terrible. But acting, choreography, directing, bad sound mixing, that's on the director. And Oppenheimer is light years better in that aspect. If Nolan wanted a woman's, I read that one. Diverse Greeks on a Viking ship. Gunnar, I'm glad you're the one who sent that, brother. For 20 Norwegian krona. Diverse Greeks on a Viking ship. That is such a simple but hard-hitting, impactful super chat. Well done, sir. And yes, it's a Viking ship. When somebody told me that, like, because I'm not going to know, right? Like, I just don't know. So somebody brought it up in a stream. I'm like, no, sure as shit, it's a fucking Viking ship. Oh, dude. Noel Finger as Mr. Bummed laid tied in Nolan's IMAX chair. He asked, "You expect me to watch?" Dr. No thanks, Finger. "No, Mr. Bummed. I expect you to cry." Thank you, Krog Based, for 50 Swedish krona. Nothing like the movie is not liking the movie is in the minority, some of which is because of minorities. No, not liking this movie puts you in the minority. Not makes you a minority, although you might be. I don't like to use that term. What leftists consider a minority. I just want to tell everybody in my audience, no matter who you love or what your skin color is, I don't see you as a marginalized person who's a minority. Period. I mean, actually, I just see you as words right now. But if I saw you, okay, you know what I mean. If I saw you, that's not how I look at the world. Like, oh, look at this poor person. They probably don't even know how to use a cell phone because they're a minority and they're marginalized. They need a white person to help them. Mostly a blonde white woman or a trans white man who thinks he's a woman now. Yeah, I hate those terms. Those terms are meant to make you feel small so daddy government or daddy woke white person can help you. It's white savior bullshit. So while they're busy calling us racist, they're actually they're the ones who are fucking racist. They're the ones calling you marginalized people. More people than ever are figuring that out now, and that's a good thing. But yes, those of us who don't like the movie, we're not the majority on this one. So if anybody's trying to push a narrative like, I've got this really hot take, I love the Odyssey, it's like, you and everybody else, good for you. You love that movie, by the way. You love it. You caress it. You go and see it. You give your praise to Nolan. You do you. Nolan Otopussy, but Goldfinger theme Nolan Finger. He's the man with the mid-ass touch. Such a butterfinger. Did you sell out so much? Based Shad. Shad was passionate. PSA, go see Your Name when it returns to theaters for the 10th anniversary on August 14th. Great film, are great forever, and will sell tickets forever. True. There's that smoke again. Jeez. Good God, what's the name of Jesus? What's the name of that movie again? Yeah, I swear. It hit theaters. It's gone. If you can get it on VOD, I swear is a great movie. The one that caused all the bullshit at the BAFTAs, right? It's legit a great movie. And Robert Amaro, like, I got respect for him for being so good in it. Now he's going to go be a shitty Elrond in Rings of Powers. But it's one of the best movies I've seen this year. It's in the top 5. I'd say the best movie I've seen this year is, I haven't seen Obsession yet. I will, but I haven't seen Obsession yet. Is Project Hail Mary. I don't think it's even close. Best TV show, a little harder. And it's going to get harder next month. Clarkson's Farm. And then Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Oh boy, this is Latin, Gunner. What are you doing to me, man? Res Latina dicte profunda sonant. I don't know why I did it in Italian, but whatever. You know, Metatron probably knew what that said. Looking forward to the Texas Veterans Coalition Americon 250 with Brandon Herrera and Nerdrotic. Anyone else going in the chat? Ask Not Lizard Person for $10. Yeah, so it's going to be in San Antonio. I don't have any of the links right now. Maybe Eric. I don't know if Eric's probably busy. It's at the. I keep forgetting the name. It's in my city. We've had a meetup there before. It's like the Horse and Tackle or something like that. Horse and something. But it's a bar in San Antonio that has a big outdoor area, and the Unsub podcast guys are going to be there. Geeks and Gamers is going to be there. I'm going to be there. Garrett's going to be there, and some very special guests. They are charging $11 for tickets, but all of that money goes to the Texas Veterans Association. So you're helping out Texas vets. And it's not some bullshit fucking charity, or I wouldn't work with it. They're actually really good. And you can meet, screw meeting me. You get to meet donut operator Eli and Brandon Herrera. Like, those are my boys. Good guys. So there it is. Thank you, Lady Aaron D. Oh, lovely Lady Aaron D. My lady. Sorry to get all male feminist on you. But yeah, if you could join us, it'll be really fun. August 30th in San Antonio, Texas. Well done on Piers Morgan. I hate the argument. Okay, did I not read the rest of this? I don't think I did. So I'm going to read the rest of it. I hate the argument that fantasy fiction means nothing and can't be done. The Odyssey is a myth, which has cultural, religious importance. Changes can harm the story. I think I did read all of that, but yes, being on Piers was fun. I was ready. I was ready. As a matter of fact, not that I expected appearance, but Will can attest to this. When the Odyssey shit started kicking off, I'm like, I'm surprised Piers hasn't sent us an email yet. Then we got one like a couple days later. Thanks to Paul. Paul's the man. He's the guy behind the scenes there. And Piers, like, fair question. And like, he did warm. He did apologize. He's like, I'm sorry, I got to give you this question. But I'm glad he did. So he gave me the question asking, like, what's more beneficial for your channel, essentially? Like a positive movie review or a negative movie review. And like, based on, I mean, the factor that matters, which would be like, okay, you're asking me what's most financially beneficial. I make the same. Each video makes the same. Doesn't really fucking matter. One of the weirdest ones was Superman. Superman was one of the weirdest ones because it was, for a 1 million view video, one of the it wasn't even close to ratio, but most disliked, most disagreed with. A lot of respectful disagreement in the comments, which is fine. Even the disrespectful, I don't care. But it was the weirdest one. But no, it doesn't make any difference. My one of my most lucrative videos is One Piece, the half-hour One Piece glaze I gave for season 1, right? And then we can do a Night of the Seven Kingdoms and praise it for 6 weeks in a row, and that's fun and does well. Or we can shit on House of the Dragon, and like, it doesn't make a difference. But I told him, like, the most beneficial thing for the channel is to be honest. That's it. And wherever that opinion lands with anybody is who fucking knows. It's going to land sometimes. It's not going to land others, you know? It's no secret now that I don't like the Odyssey. I have no idea how people are going to react to that. We'll see. We'll see. But that has to remain the most beneficial thing. If you're going to be a content creator, that's all you need to do. And you know what? Your opinion's going to rub people wrong sometimes. That's just something you got to live with. But as long as when the chat takes you to task, and I as a creator am not obnoxious about it, it's fine. People can disagree. I think content creators get a little trapped about getting their fifis hurt in the chat, and then get obnoxious. Well, you're getting obnoxious to the customer, right? And I don't know. The one thing I think I was pretty decent at the comic shop was customer service, right? So people need to be heard. They're not always going to agree with you, and maybe I'm sure I've said something completely retarded, and I will say something completely retarded again, and you guys will take me to task and whatever. But the thing is, you just be honest. That's all. It's super easy, because then you don't have to remember, because I lived a life of lies, dishonesty, deceit, and it was fucking miserable. As in my drug addiction, it was fucking miserable. It was terrible. Trying to keep track of the lies, and then feeling bad about the lies, and feeling bad made me want to use more. It's like a fucking horrible doom loop of life. So it's just way easier to be honest. And and then it's like, well, when I say let's talk about Blue Beetle, I really want to talk about it. People are going to get mad how I said that. I don't care. When I say, hey, I'm just be honest, and people don't believe me, I don't care, because I'm being honest. So whatever. Might not like my opinion, but it's mine. Best way to go as a content creator. And don't steal content. That's not cool. Make it transformative. We had a nice guy from Poland come out. He said, hey, can I react to your videos? And I mean, the whole thing is, of course you can. And if you make it a little transformative, we're all good, baby. I'm good. And I think I speak for, 99.9% of all creators who are fine with that. But don't steal content. Stealing is bad. I'm pretty sure it's been a while since I've been to Sunday school, guys, but pretty sure thou shalt not steal is one of the 10 commandments in the Bible, the Christian Bible. Yes. Hail panel. Oh wait, I read that one. Earliest I can see this film is in August. All days are sold out in London, England, IMAX. Well, that's London. And that's impressive. But is that at Leicester Square? I just like pissing off English people now. This film will make money and could surpass 1.5 billion. SPL film colorist. It's color. You don't need that fucking you there, you damn Brit. Jeremy agrees with you. And Jeremy might be right. And when Jeremy's right, I'm sure he'll be extremely humble about it. But he might be. But hey, your movie featuring a trans Greek soldier made $1.5 billion at the box office. Woo! Awesome. Elliot Page, best supporting actor. I am rooting like hell for that. You don't know. That's what I want for Christmas, Santa Claus. I want Elliot Page to be nominated for best supporting actor. Burn it all down. Let's go. I can't express to you how disappointed I was when Amelia Perez, when what's his face, wasn't good. Like, it became clear he wasn't going to win best actress. I was so bummed. I was so ready for that to happen. I'm like, oh, here we go. Hollywood's about to go just full insane. Okay, we're gonna have to wrap up soon because I think Flash is starting up. So Supergirl broke IMAX records. Nah. Yeah, Odyssey being sold out till August in London actually makes a ton of sense. It's still that doesn't I'm not trying to diminish the impressiveness of it, but here before we go, let's see. Closest to IMAX to me is probably in Milwaukee. Find a theater. Yeah, so the closest IMAX to me is I don't know if that's Milwaukee. No, it's what the name fucking the names in this town. Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, which is about 50 miles away. All right, let's go there. There it is. Oh, I don't want the directions. I want to check out the theater. Can I check out the theater? There we go. There's Nolan's let's be fair. Let's check tomorrow. Let's check tonight. We can check tonight, can't we? Oh, no, we can't. Maybe. I'm gonna look. 1/3 full. And this is the IMAX in 10 o'clock show, to be fair, on a Sunday night, but there's still good seats available. I don't know if this is a real IMAX or a fake IMAX, but 1/3 full. 1/3 full. Still very good seats available. Totally anecdotal. If I go next Friday, um, 6 p.m. show. Yeah. So the 6 p.m. show for next Friday has more tickets sold than tonight at the IMAX theater for 6 o'clock. A little over a third. There's still good seats available, but chances are this will sell out. So this is just in Random Place, Wisconsin. I think it's doing pretty good. Doesn't make the movie good. The movie is not good. Do I think that the deliberately subversive casting is making people want it to flop? Yes. Do I think that people have their Nolan colored glasses on and they are looking past a lot of the stuff they would normally call out with anybody else? Yes. Do I think some right-wing people are going to like this movie because they think they are going with the majority and going against what they would be perceived to be calling out because of the culture war? Like, I'll give a specific name, Ben Shapiro. Yes, 100%. I think most content creators, not all, and certainly I trust the people I stream with, so we'll leave that out. But certainly people go, yep. Do I think people are giving it a 10 out of 10 because they want to own the chuds? Yes. Do I think some people are overpraising it because Supergirl failed and they think the chuds won, so they need to own the chuds to give them a loss because it's really important for them to give people like Will, the critical director, who might like the movie as far as I know, or me or Az or whatever, a loss? Yes. Really weird way to look at the world. I do not walk into a movie going, I hope there's two ways to look. I do not walk into a movie going, I'm going to like this because the person I don't like doesn't like it. Or I hope this movie wins to make the person I don't like look bad. That is the weakest way to go through life, son. That is a mindset of failure. Envy is the fuel of failure. You know, there are movies that John Campea and I like. We both like the same. There are movies that Angry Joe likes that I like. I don't care. I don't give a shit. When we were enjoying the failure of Supergirl, I was enjoying it because of James Gunn and because of DC Studios and Warner Brothers out there gassing up and just bullshitting everybody through the media. That's why I was enjoying the failure, because their fucking charade was fucking over. Their lies were exposed. That's why. It wasn't because somebody liked Superman. You know, Tom fucking loves Superman as much as Jeremy loves Christopher Nolan. I still love Tom. Doesn't matter. So yeah, there are people. I want to distinct, not the fine, beautiful, handsome, smart people in this chat. Talking about content creators. So, I mean, we can use people, including me, people in with the air quotes. But yes, all things can be true. And there's, just a bunch of normal people out there who are rolling in there, either liking it or not liking it. That's most, by the way, who don't give a shit. So we were not responsible for the failure of Supergirl. We weren't. Supergirl failed, and I've said this over and over again. If I had the power to make a film fail, I would be doing everything I can to keep Hunt for Gollum to ever hit the screen. Everything I can if I had that kind of power. That's what I'd be going after. But I don't have it. Will doesn't have it. Jeremy doesn't have it. None of us ever had it. You guys have it. So, yeah, we weren't responsible for Supergirl's failure or the Acolyte's failure. Not enough people watched it. Same logic is to the Odyssey's success. If I had power, how in the fuck did Wakanda Forever make almost $800 million? And that movie is dog shit. I watched the Odyssey over Wakanda Forever. I'd watch the Odyssey over the Marvels. I'd watch the Odyssey over most Marvel films. And I mean vast majority, except for maybe No Way Home. But yeah, we don't. We're just people with opinions. But the content creators get very upset, and I guess we're doing something right if we're in their head. They're not in mine. They're not in mine. I am going to rewatch Ulysses. That I completely forgot that movie existed, and somebody posted it on X. I'm like, that looks fun. I want to have a little fun after watching the Odyssey. So I want you guys to I'm sorry I cut in to Flash a little bit. My boy Flash. Let me I'm too retarded to raid. Put the link in the chat. Go check out Flashcast with our boys over there. I think it's Raging Rhino and Tom and Flash and who knows. Yeah, Ulysses. I completely Planet Will. I completely forgot it existed, and I saw that clip, and I'm like, oh, that looks fucking. I remember this. Remember watching it on Channel 5 KTLA when I was a kid. I'm gonna go watch that. So thank you, everyone. We will get more. We've got a lot more soups to get to from this week and last weekend. Apologies that I haven't got to them yet. So we'll either do it Monday night or Thursday evening. In the meantime, our Odyssey video will release tomorrow. And best news of all, Will is seeing the movie. So I'm guessing will have a video out soon. Will have a video out soon. But you all have a great evening. And we will see you next time. Ciao, Bella.